Hello, I'm making a video. I want to make a video about how to create a paradise on Earth. I already know that there are beings in outer space that have created a paradise for themselves. I know that for sure. And they want us to create a paradise as well. So that leaves us with the question, how in the world do we manage this, creating a paradise? How in the world? Because right now, what we have in the world is a situation that is so tragic and so difficult and so overwhelming that I don't even know how to get through to people. I tried several times on YouTube to get through to people. There's no way I can get through to them. No way. Different demographics have been told they are victims, and other demographics have been told they are perpetrators. Which results in the ones that have been told they're perpetrators being actually victimized. That's the result of it. That's a very dangerous thing, to tell people they are victims and that they need to start a revolution against these other ones. These other ones that have never, ever hurt them. Okay. But they have been told that these other ones hurt them. You already know what I'm talking about. I don't need to get into the nitty-gritty of it. Or do I? Do I actually have to talk about it? I'd rather not. I'd rather appeal to your reason ability, to the last bits of reasonability. How does the mafia recruit people? By telling them they're victims and they need to go ahead and kill those whoever the mafia wants to get rid of. Okay? It can't be any easier than that. Okay, to recruit someone to do some evil acts. That's exactly what the Biden criminals have done to this country. So, in order to clean this incredible disaster up, I wouldn't have a clue as a politician where to start. But we're very, very lucky that we have such incredible people right now in the White House. Genius level, okay, who take this on in the most careful, carefully crafted chess moves you can possibly imagine. It's like playing domino, or there's another game. It's a Japanese game that's like knitting needles, and they look sort of like knitting needles, like wooden pieces of, like long pieces of wood, and they get thrown on the table, dumped on the table like a pyre. And the exercise is this is a mental practice of mindfulness. Many of those come from Japan. They have those types of table games. It's like mindfulness meditation practices. And the game is this: if you get all of these wooden sticks off the table without stirring up the other wooden sticks, without stirring up the other wooden sticks where they could move and change their position. So if you manage to get one stick off the pile after another without creating a motion of the other sticks where the other sticks could change their position. So maybe it moves a little bit, but if that doesn't change the position of the other sticks, I mean, not significantly where they would fall or something, so then you keep going, okay? And the longer you keep going, the better you are at this practice, mental practice. You can play that with yourself, okay? And your reward is the farther you get with that, and maybe you get to the very end without stirring up the other sticks where they move and change their position. So once there's only one stick left on the table, then you have basically won that game. And you can play that with other people as well, and if you move a stick around and it changes position, then the other person gets to go at it and see how far they get, and then if they move something around, then the next person gets to try that. So that's kind of like what the government is up to. Okay. It's like a game of domino, or these domino sticks, Japanese wooden sticks game. That's basically what it is, and much worse, okay? Because it's not just a stick that moves and gets shoveled around. No, there are lives at stake with the government, in this particular pivotal moment in time. Many lives at stake. Animal lives, human lives. That's a fact. Matter of fact is World War III is looming. Okay, that's how serious this is. If they don't take this on in exactly the right order and with the right diplomacy, they have to touch people with velvet gloves. Because that's how insane humans are. If you don't touch them with velveteen gloves, they fly off the handle and cause a war. Civil wars, world wars, oppressive wars. They create dictatorships. The Biden criminals were a dictatorship of epic proportions. And it would have gotten so bad. It would have gotten worse than Kim Jong-un. Just to put things into perspective. But a lot of people, they were so afraid to even then say something politically incorrect. Even then. And this is what's on my mind, and I am absolutely scared, and I am absolutely worried for the world, and I am constantly thinking about how we can fix this, and what I can do particularly, I as an armchair activist, what can I do in this situation? What can I contribute to this? There's one thing I understand 100%, that is when I get angry, and we all get angry sometimes. We all do, okay? Whether people admit it or not. We all get angry. We get very angry. We get very triggered. We get very, very aggravated by the lies and the injustice and the stuff that's happening. These judges that were hired by the mafia. What they did to Donald Trump. What they did to Rudy Giuliani. The way they treated Elon Musk, it's an atrocity. It's an absolute atrocity. And any kind-hearted person who sees the whole picture of it would get mad, would get very, very triggered and aggravated by this. I don't see how you can't get angry about this unbelievable injustice that has been going on. The Good Samaritans are now in the White House, and they are trying the absolute extreme best that they can to handle this situation without causing too much of backlashes and war and civil unrest and all kinds of things that can happen. And these things wouldn't necessarily happen on their own. The reason why these so-called civil unrest, civil wars types of things are happening is because the corporate agenda uses any opportunity they can get to go against the Trump administration, to throw obstacles into it, to cause the public to go against them, to go against Elon Musk. Any opportunity they can get, they will, and then they will lay it out to the public as something that it is not. They will lie to the public and say this is some kind of horrible thing here, what happened here, and you must stand up against it, and you need to rebel and stuff like that. A call for violence, okay? If the other people, the other party does that, they go to prison for life for a peaceful protest. That's the double standard here, okay? So it's an unbelievable atrocity that has been going on. This is extreme injustice and double standard that has been going on, conducted from the corporate mafia. They use no opportunity untouched. If they see there is any kind of way they can twist something in the unfolding events, if they can take any of these events that are unfolding, they will twist it and lie to the public and make it into a drama where there is no drama, in order to recruit people to do their dirty work for them. Okay, and that's a fact. Okay, so on their own, the public wouldn't even think of it, right? It's like, okay, Elon Musk is trying to clean up the government. It's a good thing, right? Or was for a couple of months. It's a good thing. So people normally wouldn't be starting to throw stuff at Tesla cars. Okay. Why did this happen? Because the corporate agenda, because they are afraid to be detected by that DOGE, the governmental efficient office, okay, governmental efficiency, okay, detectives, okay, they're afraid to be found out about their crimes that they have committed during the Biden criminals. So what do? They'll twist this publicly and say to the public, oh, this is an Adolf Hitler now and whatever. And the public will believe it. And then they'll also offer them money to destroy the Tesla cars and do violent protests. The people that get paid, and the people are down and out, they'll take the money and do the wrong thing. Okay. Because they put money over anything else. It's very sad, all of this. Very, very sad. It's only the ones that are completely down and out, the ones that have absolutely no right or wrong or conscience or empathy. Those are the ones that will take the bait and take these jobs. But anyway, now Elon Musk distanced himself from that in order to save his companies, or his companies will go under completely, and all the work, his lifelong work, would be going down the drain. Okay, that'd be a real horrible disaster. We need his companies. Okay, the earth needs his companies. The earth needs his electric cars and his technology that is in harmony with planet Earth. Every environmentalist should be on board with this. But then I see so many environmentalists that are turning on Elon Musk. That makes me incredibly angry and bitter also when I see that. It really makes me, it makes me have no respect for people when I see something like this. When I see environmental groups turning against Elon Musk and Donald Trump. When it's Elon Musk and Donald Trump who are the most environmental there are. Okay. Those are the ones that are saving this planet. And Robert Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard. Those are peace-loving, health-loving, health-promoting, safety-promoting, tree-saving, animal-saving people. And then so many groups are going against them. I can't respect any group that of any kind, environmental group or animal rights group that where the people go against these good Samaritans. Okay. I can't respect them. I will not. Okay, it makes me too mad. If they have a specific petition that is specifically geared for a better bill for the animals, the environment, I will sign it, but I will not give them a donation, and I will not promote that group if they are going against the Good Samaritans. Okay. I will sign your individual petitions when they are legitimate, but other than that, I am not on board. Okay. The real good ones, the kind ones, like PETA, Mercy for Animals, those people know who is who. Those people understand, or the majority or the people in charge, they understand who the good people are in government and who the bad people are. We can clearly see it. Okay, so Wayne Purcell, he sees who is good and who is bad. Okay, because he cares and he is highly intelligent. Okay, Wayne Purcell, unbelievably amazing, good, kind-hearted person. One of the top 5, one of the absolute top 5 animal rights people in the world. Top 5. That's how I rank him. Okay, right up there with Captain Paul Watson and Ingrid Newkirk. Okay, all the way on the top. Fantastic. And those are the people, they see who is good. They see who is bad. They understand it. Unfortunately, we've been tricked for so many years into believing good is bad and bad is good in terms of politics and politicians, that many people fell for the wrong people. I'm not holding it against them. They were too immersed in that society to see the facts for the mud, that they were head over heels in it. The muddied waters of politics and taking sides, or thinking their side is good and they can always count on it. You gotta be really careful when it comes to those kind of things. When it comes to societies and political sides, you gotta be really, really, really careful. Don't fall for any scam. Don't fall for any group and side. Okay. Think for yourself. Question things. Look at the individuals. Okay. What have they done? What is their track record? Okay. How have they voted? Do they have a clean slate? Have they been environmental? Have they contradicted themselves? Have they always stood up for the animals and the environment? Look at that. Look at their history. When Barack Obama, long time ago, was initially campaigning to become president, he had like nothing on his website. I looked. Most people didn't even dare to look. Maybe because they were afraid of what they might find, and then that could be going against their personal story, right? Their story of identification with that particular party and particular group of people, particular society. That society took the side of Barack Obama hook, line, sinker, blind. Okay, completely blind. And they were not even willing to look at his website to see what's actually going on. Is he actually offering anything to the world? It was all completely hollow stuff. Okay, I saw it. So I didn't fall for it. I saw it right in the beginning because I'm very critical. I'm very vigilant when it comes to those kind of things. But the majority of people are not. And that makes me very scared, makes me very worried. If everyone was as vigilant as I am, there wouldn't be an escalation into civil unrest and violence or injustices and all of these things. There could be fake news, but if no one believes it, if everyone was like me and questioned it, the fake news would have absolutely no stronghold over society anymore. CNN would be finished if everyone was a critical thinker like I am. But people are not, because they want to belong to their society, and that is so important to them that they don't even think at all about the consequences of this adhering to that particular society. And it doesn't matter whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats, liberals, conservatives, or any group, religion, or ideology group, or any type of society. You have to be a critical thinker. You have to question these things. You have to question the official storyline that you have been presented with. Question it, read it all. Read everything. Read the stuff that doesn't feel good. It doesn't matter. We want to get the whole picture, right? We don't want to be deceived. We want to know what's going on so that we can make better choices. At least the majority of people now voted for Donald Trump. Thank you for that, okay? Thank you. That's how we move towards a better society. But if Elon Musk hadn't offered millions and millions of dollars, $80 million or whatever, for raffle prizes, $1 million raffle prizes. Okay? If he hadn't done this commotion, I don't know if Donald Trump would still have won. I know the majority was already voting for him. But even if it's the majority, we already know that is not a guarantee that the person will end up being elected. We already know that because we've seen it so many times. What they do, what the corporate mafia does. They do voter fraud on a massive scale. Okay? Happens so many times. So there needed to be a landslide in order to be above the voter fraud. And that's what Elon Musk was able to do. So that's a powerful, powerful brain. Okay, and we should be grateful to him. Infinitely grateful. I know Donald Trump is infinitely grateful to him. And I know they're friends. Okay. But they have to do diplomatic chess moves. One move after another. If there's a pile of domino stones or these, I forgot the name, Makito sticks or whatever I don't know how they're called. And you cannot be creating a commotion, Very, 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 very. This is a very good metaphor for what a careful, compassionate politician has to deal with in a situation like this. You have to be really, really careful and mindful which move you do first and which one second and third and fourth. Okay. You have to be extremely careful. You have to be extremely careful how to touch these sticks and how fast you lift them off that pile and so on. It's an art, okay? Politics is an art. And the people that are on the absolute top 5 in world politics are Mikhail Gorbachev, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Vladimir Putin. Okay, so I mean, not only I'm talking about not only compassionate. I'm compassionate. I wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, I'm very compassionate, but I'm not a chess player. Okay, not a very good chess player in reality with the chess game. Okay, I'm not very good at it. I mean, I have never really gotten really deep into it. But particularly when it comes to diplomacy and social interaction and politics, I have Asperger's, I'm a hillbilly, I throw the truth at people. Okay. Is that how we move things forward? Obviously not. Okay, so the key here is to not just be deeply compassionate. Okay, that's a must. That's the groundwork. Right? But you also have to be extremely diplomatic, and you have to be socially adept. You have to be a social genius to get things to work like that. Okay. And Donald Trump is one of those. For absolute certain, we've already seen it in his first 4 years in office. The stuff he has accomplished. He had accomplished peace in the Middle East. Donald Trump, during his first 4 years. Peace in the Middle East. Write it on the wall. Donald Trump had peace in the Middle East. So then the Biden criminals got in and tore it all up. Tore it all down. All the peace and all that hard work that Donald Trump had put in to create world peace. They tore it all up into shreds. And they made it even worse. Barack Obama actually created ISIS. He, together with Dick Cheney and the corporate agenda, the corporate mafia, they created it because they make money on it. They make money on wars. That's how evil they are. It's an atrocity. The lies about Barack Obama, it's like everything is reversed. From the way it has been portrayed by the media. The good person is portrayed as bad, and the bad person, the real evil person, is portrayed as a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And if that doesn't make a good person really, really angry, then I don't know what would. I don't know what. But this is what it is. It is what it is, and I needed to talk about this. Paul and I are sick with the virus, And that in itself is something to be very, very upset about. Okay? Because these viruses had been manufactured in a laboratory. This is a biological warfare. Make no mistake about this. Okay? This is how warfare is now fought. And innocent people like Paul and myself have to suffer from that. We had to suffer unimaginably, horrifically bad. It was torture. I couldn't sleep for days. Every day and night, I was non-stop praying to the blue God to get us out of this, out of that horrific suffering and this feeling, this dread of suffocating. Thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and animals too, had to die because of those viruses, of those manufactured viruses. And yet, the Good Samaritans that are in the White House right now, they have to tread very, very carefully. They can't do what I would do, you know. I would extradite Dr. Anthony Fauci to Russia, to Vladimir Putin's prison. That's what I would do. Yeah. Is that gonna be the right move at the right time? I doubt it. So. You have to be real careful how you go about this, particularly when it's a pile of those mosquito sticks on the table that are not supposed to stir and move. Okay. Because we're not just working with these mosquito sticks. We are working with landmines. We're working with preventing a world war, a nuclear catastrophe from happening. That's how serious this is. This is extremely serious. These are extremely serious, pivotal times that we're going through. Every day is full of dread, not just for me, but I see other people that suffer tremendously from that. I see it on X. I see politicians on X that are very, very concerned, very worried. People of all colors, good people of all colors that are very concerned, that are on the side of Donald Trump, that want justice, that want peace, okay, that are very, very worried about all of this. Smart people, caring people. That's what it takes, you know, to be smart and caring in order to make the world a better place. And when it comes to politics, you have to be a genius chess player. Not just be a good manager. You have to be of genius proportions in terms of micromanagement and macromanagement. So I know where I am in my life. I am an armchair activist. I have a very limited range of action. I have no leverage, actually. It's a lifetime I needed to experience. This is very crystal clear to me. I can see it, the whole thing. I also sabotaged myself into it partly and partly slithered into it. But that's a soul contract, to experience having no leverage. It's a blow to the ego, but it's soul school of the finest. Okay, it's like, that is what I needed to learn, okay? I've been male dog, male man in my past lifetimes, in my past incarnations. And during the Middle Ages, I was a woman. But I was a witchy, fierce warrior. And all of these lifetimes are giving a soul a perspective on existence, headset reality existence, right? This is Hunger Game, sort of, it's a video game, basically. These are all perspectives, and we learn through these lifetimes. These are first-hand experiences. We can only learn, really, really learn good through first-hand experiences. Not second-hand, handed over knowledge, information from a teacher. It's like blah, 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 school book, literature. Do we learn really good through that? I don't think so. We learn when we learn the hard way. Trust me, that's when we learn. That's when it sits. Okay. That's when we go, okay. This endless fighting and warrioring. This witch warrior, stabbed and still getting back on the horse and getting back into battle. Obviously, that does not work. Battle, war, not working, okay. No matter what the attitude is, even if I spare the guy from the opposition, I spare him in the end and say to the men on my battle side, I'd say to them, leave him alone. He's already on the ground. Yeah, that is kind-hearted. But going into battle in the first place is not good. Even with good intentions, it's not good. It's a struggle. It causes someone to become insane. And that's what happened to her, me. She became bloodthirsty. And then, upon taking the spacesuit off and being burned on the stake, the soul was like, Jesus. That didn't work. Okay. But it was a perspective that needed to be learned, apparently. But one carries that kind of trauma into the next lifetimes. And you sure do, okay? And that's why it is so vitally important to talk about all of this. I know the majority of people are probably not on board. They don't believe it. The Christians don't want to believe it, even though it makes a lot of sense. And most of them don't believe it, even if it happens to their own children. They'll shame their own children very rarely, where the child has past lifetime memories, and the parents are Christian, and the child is convincing the parents. That's very rare. And once they're convinced, there's no way they can continue to cling to their old religion. There's no way. They're going to have to really open their mental gates on this one, because that is what it is. Okay, people remember things for a reason. Children remember things. There are children out there that have remembered entire lifetimes with every single detail. Drawings made, faces, names, first names, last names, middle names, the dates. The parents an open-minded parent would not run away from that and shun their child. They will go on the computer and research this. And the good ones have done. And they were shocked to find out that these lifetimes existed. So we carry wounds and trauma into our current lifetimes, and we have to talk about it just like we talk about a past trauma from this lifetime. The same way. Okay, we have to. There's no other way. We have to talk this out. We have to cry this out. When something feels really bad, like being suffocated to death, for example. When I am ready to go to the ER, when I'm ready to... It was so bad that I thought, if this doesn't get better, if I don't find a solution... I had such bad... I don't even know if I should mention this, because... I mean, I wanted to death by cop. It was that bad. So now my question comes up. Why do I react like that, and, for example, Paul doesn't? Okay. When we have the same illness, and you can see the rings under my eyes. I look like man God. When he didn't have it as bad as I had it with the sinus congestion. But there was one night where he was almost not able to breathe. And he had to sleep with an open mouth, and that's very difficult, because when we fall asleep, then our face moves and the mouth closes, and the muscles relax, and then maybe the mouth closes like that again. I had to actually put the end of a toothbrush. That idea came later. It came after 3 days of unimaginable torture that I finally found this. I was researching on the internet, trying to find help, and I came across sinus relief music, and that didn't work very well. And there were some people that said under the video, you have to believe it, otherwise it's not. But that's not good enough for me. So, and then I finally came across a video that is incredible by a channel called Helen's Pleiadians. And she made these amazing synthesizer, electronic music, soundtracks. I don't know if she created these soundtracks. Whoever created these soundtracks, they are amazing, absolutely amazing. And incredible images of Arcturians and Pleiadians singing together with these infinitely pure, stretched voices, like complete stretched. I love that when a sound is stretched into endless sound vibrations. And you can only do that with electronic music. And unbelievable and incredible images. Those are still images, but with different light effects in it, and in order to make the picture more alive and more like a video. But still, absolutely, I mean, you can have the computer also make them actually move and move their mouths and sing and all of that. But I don't know what kind of... She used these images, and they are so beautiful by themselves. It's already perfection. And the sounds, absolutely incredible. And the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, those are ETs in outer space, and they have come together and they created some kind of like a, I don't know, chapel, or like a heavenly chorus. And they didn't have any other instruments. There's one figure that has a DNA strand in their hands, and that is lifted in the air and making movements. So it's like these are beautiful visuals. And this video is specifically created to send healing energy, healing for mind, soul, and body from them, from this co-creation of ETs. And maybe they actually did this, and they projected images into people, and they started to recreate these images with computer imaging, okay, and with computer sound. And they did it the best they could translate it basically into that. That's what I think. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And it was that video that started to very gradually clear up my sinuses. It's the truth. I'm not making this up. It's that powerful. Okay. For me, just believing it, having to believe it, it's not powerful enough. So it has to also work with me being skeptical about it. And that did, for sure. So after listening to that video all day long and deep into the night, that's when I started to get some mental clarity and some insights. You have to, before you get insights, always, you have to quiet your mind. And this is one way to quiet the mind, is through a meditative video like that and sounds. You can also go into nature and look at the trees and listen to the sound of the leaves in the wind. It's very, very healing. I did this earlier today. I was in nature for about an hour or two. It was very, very, very important for me to do. I don't have internet here, so I'm uploading these videos that I make here when we're back at the other house. So I can't listen to the Arcturian video right now. But I will, as soon as we get back to the other house and have internet, I'll listen to that again and again and again for the rest of my life. It's the best video in the whole in the entire internet. I'm not exaggerating. It's incredible. There's such purity in it. Such purity. The purity is so high that it has that. It's a complete selfless energy. It's like, it's self-love, but in a selfless, meaning egoless way. Self-love, a natural self-love, but not self above others. It's a we are one energy. It's I am one with the pigs in the gestation crates, and I am here singing for them as I am surrendering my life to them and to the Blue God. Blue God, use me like a vessel, use my voice, my singing, to bring healing to the world, to free the pigs from gestation crates. It has that energy level. It has that high energy level that I have in myself as well. I have that energy for the animals. With humans, I am not there yet. Not there. I wish peace for all beings. But with humans, I am not on the level of the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, or the Buddha. They are on the level of the Buddha, of course. My baby dog, for example, he has killed a bunch of animals in our garden. We had one Great Dane a long time ago who has killed cats, one kitten even. Real cool. Baby dog is, but that the Great Dane was schizophrenic. The baby dog is not schizophrenic. The baby dog is an absolute lover. Absolute devoted, surrendered lover to us, to Paul and me. Yet when he finds a rat or a cat, he will shred them. He will mangle them and shake them until they are dead. We were horrified about this. I cried. We didn't get mad at him. Okay? It wouldn't do any good to get mad at him, right? It doesn't do any good. It would just traumatize him. And what is accomplished then, right? What good would it do? It doesn't do any good. So he has this extreme hunting instinct in him when it comes to other wild animals in particular. He even had a raccoon in his mouth and was hurling it around. A large, heavy adult raccoon. I was shocked, and he's not that big, so, and he was hurling that raccoon around, and the raccoon was screaming. He bit into the back of the raccoon, and luckily I quickly grabbed the water hose and I sprayed him as hard as I could with that water nozzle, and I sprayed and then sprayed and sprayed the water on him, and he let go of the raccoon, and the raccoon quickly got away and got out through under that fence on the side under the house. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was something. That was a while back now. That was already 2 years ago or so. And we didn't get mad at him. We didn't even say anything to him. What good would it do? It doesn't do any good. What I'm telling you here is the truth. Okay. I understand this from the bottom up. I understand this with every cell of my body. Okay. When it comes to humans, on the other hand, I am not there yet. Okay. I am not there yet. I cannot be like this. I cannot be forgiving like this. I want to be, but sometimes I can see things from the sky perspective, and I wish everyone healing, wish everyone the healing path. It's all a matter of soul healing and mind healing. Some people say, yeah, but this is genetic and they're just sadistic and so on. It's still pathology. It's still pathology. Even if it's genetic, it's still pathology. Okay, what does it mean, pathology? What is a pathology? Is a pathology always something that someone that has become sick later on, or some twists and turns in life, or they gotten a virus, or they gotten brain damage, or the whatever, or trauma? No. It's all pathology. Whether it's trauma or genetic or an illness, it's all pathology. If that causes someone to become a criminal, it's a pathology. Criminality is a pathology. That's not wellness. I can clearly see that. Paul can't see it. I can't even discuss that with him. Okay, he is not ready to have an insight into it. He is where he is, and I can't struggle with him about this. He gets really, really upset if I say anything to explain things. Even if I just try to explain things, he says, you're making excuses for those people. So he gets very mad. So you can't make excuses for those people. Those are evil, and the door is closed for him. Okay, so I have to let it go with that. He is where he is. That is where he's at in his soul development. I see a little bit more, but again, when it comes to humans, I am not as forgiving as I am with the baby dog or Ludwig, the Great Dane in the past. I loved Ludwig and I love baby dog unconditionally. I love my dogs, I love my animals unconditionally. No matter what they did. Okay. I love them unconditionally. That's real unconditional love. And I'm grateful for that I have that. Grateful. Deeply grateful. That comes after eons and lifetimes. That kind of understanding and love. But I'm just halfway through the soul school. Halfway through. There's another 50% to go, okay? Until I reach the level of Gautama Buddha. Okay, so that's another thousands and thousands of lifetimes for learning from firsthand, from different perspectives on things. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to. My next lifetime is another Great Dane. Okay. I already learned in this lifetime that is not a good breed. Their legs are too long, and they're like a giraffe. They can get very hurt because of that. That's not good. It's not a good body shape. Okay, they can't even go up and down the stairs. They fall. It's awful. They have balance problems. Kenny didn't like to go over a bridge. I knew this from another Great Dane that was not even albino. He walked over the bridge, but he was scared, very scared. So they don't feel that stable with those long legs. So the baby dog's very stable. He flies up and down the stairs. Okay, so the Papa dog, it took Papa dog a long time to go up and down the stairs. Basset, like one step at a time. That would take a long time until Papa dog made it all the way up. Very sluggish and very, very heavy and difficult. But he was able to do it because he wouldn't fall or anything. Because he was ground stable. Because of the short, sturdy legs. And the baby dog has short, sturdy legs too. But dogs with long legs, so that's not good. Okay, so. But I have to come back as a Great Dane too. One more time. I was one in my past life. I will be one in my next life. I owe that to them. I owe that to Kenny. Kenny, our last Great Dane. We had albino. He fell down the stairs 2 times. After the second time, I said, "There's no way I'm gonna ever let him go up the stairs again." So that's when we moved the bed. This bed was upstairs. We moved it into this room. There's no way. I had to put something there on the steps to prevent him from going up, and I didn't go up again. And then he never went up again on the stairs. So they also have hip problems, and they get joint problems, and it's awful. It's absolute terrible suffering. It's not a good physical shape. Not the ideal shape. So a dog should have short legs and wide big legs and sturdy strong feet, and the Great Danes, they all, Kenny had the biggest feet of all dogs, of course, but then the very long giraffe legs, that's not good. So you can get past if you want to. I'm not gonna show you. You can get past. I'm not showing you. So I want to wrap the video up. I want to wrap it up with just 2 examples. I'm going to try to talk about this as succinctly as possible and not waste too much time. To make my point, why I am where I am, and I'm halfway through the soul school. Okay, I'm not on Gautama Buddha level yet, and it wouldn't matter how many times people tell me you need to raise your vibration. That will just make me mad, right? That will just say, do I need to really give you some examples on what's happening in the world, what people do to other beings, to bring my point across that says, and this is why I will not raise my frickin' vibrations, okay? That's why. But also because I'm only halfway around the soul school. I am not there yet. And anyone who claims they are so guru-esquely on top of everything, that's a lie, okay? It is a lie. They just don't care. That's the actual truth behind that. That's why it's so easy for them to raise their frickin' vibrations, because they don't give a fuck about anything. Well, then how easy it is then to raise your vibrations, right? If you don't care about anything. If you care, you cannot raise your vibrations when you hear a story like the pigs in gestation crates that can't even turn around themselves. Or what Paul told me today. There was a lady, it's a crime report he saw. A lady that was tortured for a week by her black boyfriend, a white lady. He put her into a storage container. A drug addict lady that came to buy drugs from him. She saw her. She saw that woman in that container. And he said to her, if you tell anyone about it, I will do the same to you. She went home and called the cops. Anonymously, they went over. 3 times had to go over on the same day. And the guy talked him out of doing a search warrant and so on. But then on the way out, one of the cops heard the lady, heard her muffled screams for help coming out of the garage or basement or something. And they went back, they handcuffed him, they searched the house, they found her. They opened the lid and they called the ambulance. She is 90% paralyzed now. She cannot work, she cannot do anything on her own. Her life is ruined by this man. And I'm supposed to frickin' lift my vibrations and be he's feeling victimized and probably has had a bad childhood. No. I am not raising my vibrations, and I am not going like, oh, we need to help him, fix him psychologically. This man is beyond fixing, okay? This man, that's a beginner soul, and he may be utterly confused and feels victimized and all of that, but that does not give him the right to cripple a woman for the rest of her life and torture her for a week and make her go through unimaginable suffering, okay? Enough is enough. I'm sorry, okay? It's not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. And I am a dog mother. I am a compassionate person. I'm an empath. I'm an extreme empath. And as an empath, I will not raise my vibrations on a criminal psychopath like that black man that crippled that woman. Okay? I will not. I have absolutely no mercy and no understanding for him, and I have absolutely, there is absolutely I don't know how to word it, There's absolutely no empathy that I can give that guy. Okay. The only empathy that I can give for him is he needs to be euthanized. Paul wants to see him being tortured. I understand where Paul is coming from. 100%, but I am against torture. Okay. I stick with it. No matter what people do. But this man has to be euthanized. Okay. He has to be. We cannot have people like this on this planet. It's all there is to it. We cannot harbor people like this on this planet. If we want to make this planet into a paradise, we cannot harbor those types of psychopaths, sadistic people on this planet. what they do to animals and children and women and to each other and so on. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We cannot tolerate. If we care, if we have compassion, we cannot ever tolerate those type of people on this planet. We cannot do it. So to wrap the video up, this is very important. I needed to talk about this. To wrap the video up, I want to say, so the very first step, and I put my faith into the Good Samaritans that are in the White House right now, and are also extremely grateful to the president of El Salvador for the work he does. Fantastic man. And I absolutely love the former president of the Philippine Islands, Rodrigo Duterte. I love, those are top-notch people, okay? World top-notch. Those people, they have the heart at the right place. They have the mind at the right place. They have a heart-mind connection. Those people, they see the picture. They see the big picture. They see who the victims are and who the perpetrators are, and they will not tolerate it. And those are the people I respect, deeply respect those people. And Vladimir Putin is another one. Vladimir Putin will not stand for violence like this, for violent people like this. And I don't, okay? I don't know what the Buddha would say. What would the Buddha say? I want to ask him. What does the Arcturian say to this? What is your approach to this? I want to learn from you. I'm very, very open to learning from you. I can just tell you right now, this is where I'm at. Okay. And if I was to tell you anything else, I would be lying. I would be pretending something. And I can't pretend. I'm not about pretense. My existence here is not about pretense. I am about truth. I'm a truth speaker. I am where I am. Okay. I am not about, this is not about revenge. This is not about wanting to be a tyrannical dictator. Okay. Absolutely not. This is about a safety measure for our Earth. Okay. We want to make the world, our Earth here. We want to save the animals. We want to save the children and the women from incarceration. We want to end the human trafficking. We want to end all of these drug wars and crimes. We want to end the factory farms. We want to end the slaughter. We want to make this planet here into a paradise for all beings, for the baby dog, Paul, myself, the pigs, the women that are being held hostage in storage containers and small rooms, in underground prison cells. These things are happening. We need help. This needs to end. The horror needs to end. Torture needs to end. This is my plea to the world. I would give my life if that would bring an end to the suffering in the world, on Earth here, okay, on this prison planet. I am that devoted to it, to bring an end to torture. That's the foundation before we can even think about making this planet into a paradise. This is the absolute foundation. Things are cooking here on Earth. Okay. I can't even wrap my head around how to even make things pleasant. Let's just begin where we are at. Let's fix the hideous problems that we have with human trafficking and factory farms. Let's fix that. That's the first thing. These are the first things that need to be fixed. The very first things. That's it's an absolute emergency. So you can come in, go, I'm not going to show you. I promise. I'm not going to show you. I'm not showing you. I'm not showing you. I'm showing the ceiling. Okay. Not showing you. So. So these are the very first things that need to be dealt with. We have to deal with it. We have no other choice. Okay. And a lot of people, there's a lot of psychopaths that need to be euthanized. Okay. It's all there is to it. That's where I am, and that's what I stick to. Dangerous, 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 dangerous criminals that need to be euthanized. Not in a vengeful way, not in some kind of tyrannical way. This has to be done out of love for all beings. Okay. And we have to pray for them. We have to pray for their souls. That we have to pray that they come back as cockroaches. And I really mean it. And it's not a punishment, it's soul school. Okay. Come back as a cockroach or other insect or ant and start from there. Start it all over from there. Do not get the idea to come into an advanced living being's body. You're not ready for it. Okay. You're at the beginner soul level, and you need to begin as an insect when you come back in your next lifetimes. And you go through the entire panel of more and more and more sentience. And you learn firsthand from your perspectives, different perspectives. And you will be women at some point. And you will see it from their perspective. What I want to end is this horrific recurrence of suffering called samsara. Okay, the Buddhists call it samsara. The endless cycle of suffering and rebirth, and in order for him to come back as a woman and learn what it's like, and vice versa, and so on, or her coming back as a dog, or whatever it takes, all of this endless samsara type of rebirth and suffering. We want to bring this to an end. I think it's time that we question this and bring this to an end. We have to put a lot of meditation into it, and prayer and mindfulness. And we have to tell these souls, go into your own minds, come back as an insect, learn through the entire panel of evolution. Very gradually. Don't skip any steps. You have all the time in the world. You're not in a rush. Okay. You learn gradually. Then, once you finally are reborn as a human embryo or a humanoid, then you will be at least halfway decently ready for it. Okay. And then you can do your learning experiences without becoming a sadistic person or some evil demon. Okay. Gradually learning, that's how we do it. Okay. We need to implement a lot of meditation into the world. A lot of meditation. And we need to listen to those amazing singing videos. These singing videos are here to help us heal. Okay, very, very important. And we need to create therapy help centers. We have to have one that is a sanatorium that's closed for criminals. But the real violent criminals have to be euthanized. Okay, they can't even be in that sanatorium. They will kill everyone there. Okay, they're too dangerous to be around. This is an emergency situation. Okay, this is red emergency. Okay, these people are so insane. They need to be euthanized, and we need to pray for them. Okay, the other ones have to go into people like Anthony Fauci, for example. I think he should be getting the death penalty too, okay, for what he has done. And he is also a dangerous man because he knows how to manipulate people. He uses psychology, so it makes him a very dangerous person. So I think he should get the death penalty. That he should get the death penalty, absolutely. Okay. So, but people that are like secondary criminals, people that are not red alert dangerous, okay, they need to go to the sanatorium and they need to get real treatment. They need to get help through meditation. Mandatory meditation, everyday group therapy, every day, whether they want it or not. They have to attend. Okay, that's the only thing that will help them, that will bring clarity to their minds. Okay, and then we have to have a therapy help center that's outside, that is in the for the wider public, that is there for teenagers that are at risk of committing suicide. There are many, many, many. And they need to have that as a safe haven to go to every single day. And we need to have group therapy there every day from 5 to 8. And that's on a voluntary basis. And there will be a lot of people that will attend this as needing it. Okay. They will go there on their own accord. And we need to have rigorous training in this direction, okay, to do the mindfulness meditation therapy, the inwardness meditation therapy, as I call it. And that's the inwardness approach, okay. We have to face how we feel, how we actually feel. Most people are in denial about it. And the way we fix this is by giving everyone the same chance to open up, talk about the stuff that bothers them. And if everyone opens up, the more people open up, the more people will open up. And the same will happen in the closed center as well. Okay, it's the truth. So this is the foundation for making the world into a paradise. This is the emergency foundation that I'm covering here in this video. And in my future videos, I want to get into the details of how we have to apply holistic healing and how it needs to be taught, and a total education reform. Okay, we need to have a complete healthcare reform. That's how we make our world here into a paradise. And I will get into the details of it, and I will go through the entire panel from starting here with this video, the bare necessities, the red alert emergency work that has to be done, okay, to start, and then go from there. And then we can focus on the other things that also need to be done, but everything in its priority. The most urgent priority is what I covered in this video. Okay, that is, we can't live without it. Okay, we can't fix anything if we don't start there. So, and then go from there with education reform and healthcare reform and so on. Okay, peace and love for all living beings.